Guys, in today's episode I'm going to try something new. Lately I've been drawing on a lot of objects, Lego, canvases, consoles, and all of these were made with acrylic paint. However, for today's drawing I'm going to try something different. Instead of using paint markers, I'm going to use colored pencils. And honestly, I'm really curious to see how this will turn out, because the last time I drew with colored pencils I was probably in high school. So let's not waste any more time and get to work. I don't really have a clear direction for today's drawing, but usually the ideas come to me when I'm doing something I enjoy, so that's why I always have my iPad next to me ready for sketching. It took a while to get things right, but in the end I succeeded. This is how the drawing looks like printed. All that's left to do is to transfer it on paper. For this I'm going to use carbon paper, a pen, a ruler, and of course the printed sketch. The first step is to outline the frame of the drawing with a pen. The drawing has many geometric elements, so the ruler is the way to go. I chose to transfer the drawing because it has many straight lines and other elements that I want to be exactly as the digital version. So the carbon paper is the right solution. I'll get the same lines and details every time as long as I'm careful with the pen. As you can see, the lines are very clear. This is because after sketching in Procreate I also vectorized it. This not only helps me to get a very straight outline, but I can enlarge the drawing as much as I want without it getting pixelated. And don't worry, I'll make a tutorial in the future about this process, so subscribe to stay updated with the future videos. For now, I'll try to be very careful with the outline of the characters, which compared to the frame where I have a lot of straight lines, here everything is rounded. I made a mashup with all kinds of characters. There are many details, but I try to keep the drawing quite flat because I have no idea how the pencils will work for colors. But so far so good, I think it will turn out well, so enjoy! Almost finished tracing all the lines. It went much faster than I expected, and I'm very curious to see how it looks on the other side. Looks pretty good. Now that I transferred the sketch on the paper, it's time to move on to the colors. As I mentioned at the beginning of the clip, I'll need some colored pencils, so let's order a set and get to work. Right, I got the pencils, it's time to start coloring. There are quite a lot of shades in the pack, and at the first glance it looks like I have all the necessary colors for the drawing. Well, now honestly I have no idea how this will turn out, but since I started drawing with them, it brings back the same feeling I had when I was little and used to color superhero books. However, it still feels like a very strange transition from markers to pencils. Here to fill a shape you have to shade it in multiple directions until the color becomes solid, or at least that's what worked for me. It took a while to get the hang of it, but after that it went pretty smoothly, and with a little pressures the colors look very good. I went for some light shades, and with each colored element the drawing takes shape. Despite this, it seems like they could have been a little bit brighter, or at least the blue, but it's okay, it looks good as it is. I'm glad I used stick paper, otherwise I would have probably went through to the other side with the number of layers I've applied. Another thing I've noticed is that when the pencil tip is sharper, the color is more opaque. I gotta say I really like this waxy texture it leaves on the paper, it looks very interesting. Now that I've added the color, the drawing is starting to come to life. I wish I had more time to create these kinds of illustration more often, but even so, when I manage to film one, I'm very happy to share everything I learn along the way with you. Just like the characters, the frame has a lot of details and elements, and so I try to keep the same colors as before. Even though it has a blank white area now, once I finish the drawing that will disappear, and with a black background it will probably look great, but till then I still have some work to do. I've almost finished coloring all the elements and it looks as it should. As I said earlier, the blue could have been a bit lighter, but even so I like it. All that's left to do is the outline. For the outline, I'll use markers of different sizes. This is the most important part of the whole process and it requires a lot of attention. Although there aren't many details, there are many curves, so I'll try to make the outline as good as possible. It was an interesting challenge to change my working method. Even though it took a little while to get used to it, the pencils did their job very well and I will definitely switch mediums more often. I think it offers a new perspective on my characters. For now the drawing is taking shape nicely and the outline makes the colors pop. Initially I wanted to do the entire outline with a pencil, but the whole surface of the drawing is waxy from the layers of color and it doesn't work well. Instead the markers just go very smoothly. Probably I need to practice a bit more with the color pencils. For me, this is the most fun part of the process. I like to see how each character comes to life and the whole drawing starts to look like I imagine. It doesn't always turn out perfect. I have many drawings ruined by a poorly done outline, but the more you practice, the better you get. Honestly, I get nervous every time I reach this stage, but it's a great way to get out of my comfort zone and try new things. I'm very happy that I brought the drawing this far, and I'm sure it will continue well. Just like the main drawing, the frame has many details to outline, squares and patterns that blend perfectly with the bunnies. Thank you to those who have watched this far, and if you want to discuss more, I'm waiting for you on my Discord server. The link is in the description. If you're wondering how long it took me to finish the drawing, the whole project took around 2 days, which didn't really feel that long, but it was worthwhile. I really like the colors on this one. Alright, this is it. After making sure all the details are in place, I can say I'm done. It's time for the reveal. That's it for today's episode, guys. It was fun changing up the materials, and I'll definitely use color pencils more from now on. If you like what I drew, I'm looking forward to your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, and until next time, see you right here on the Bunny Network.